Hi everyone, it's Burgess. Today I'm going to paint a ski lodge. Now I'll list all the colors I'll be using in the description box below, so do check those out. But of course you can use whatever colors you wish. So let's get started. Now I've already done the drawing. It's a very simple drawing, and what I'm going to do is gently wet the sky, not too much, right up to the edge of the roof here, and the mountains in the back, right up to the edge there. And now I'm going to put down a wash of ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. And I want the wash to go right up to the top of the roof and the tops of the mountains. I'm being very careful to avoid the chimney pot. Dry a little bit off there. And now I'm going to let this dry off a little bit. Now the sky could be slightly dry, or mostly dry. So what I'm going to do now is just in the distance add a very sort of watery wash of trees here. And it's merging into the background, which is what I want. Off a little bit. What I'm doing here is a very unusual technique. What I have is a sort of a pencil that's run out, and it's got that nib at the tip here, which is now, it's just a piece of metal. And what I'm doing with that is sort of scraping or creating indentations in the paper to give it the impression of branches. And I think it's working pretty well. So we let that dry now, and whilst it's sort of doing its thing, what I'm going to do is take a wash of ultramarine blue, just ultramarine blue, and I'm going to put in the mountains in the back, just shadows of the mountains, because what we've got, they've got snow on them. And I am going to enhance the snow using something else called a white pen. And whilst that's drying, I'm going to move on to the trees in the foreground here. And for this, I'm going to use a very, very dark wash of burnt sienna and black, very, very dark. Right, now whilst that's drying, I'm going to paint in the shadows for the snow. So for the shadows, I'm going to use ultramarine blue. I'll just go from there. Okay, just sort of do a sort of strokes going down, because this is on a sort of a hill. And now what I'm going to do is put in the roof. And for this I'm going to use very slight light wash of burnt sienna to start off with. Sorry, I misspoke. What I'm going to do is paint parts of the roof. The roof is actually going to be white with the snow. So we put that here and there like that. This is all burnt sienna. And more water into that, I think. More water. Yes. In fact, we can paint the whole thing, because we're going to put those windows in shadows. With the roof, just the part of the roof here, because what we don't want to do is to paint the very top, because it's going to be covered in snow. So we let that dry again. Now whilst that's drying, I'm going to put in a couple of people. Now you might have noticed that, or maybe you didn't, that I put in I've already done a bit of a drawing for them. So what I'm going to do is take a bit of black here, and in their heads like this, like that. And then with some red, what I'm going to use is a very cool red. This one, yeah. For the person on the, too much there, on the right here, the left rather. And on the other side, we're going to put some, say, Prussian blue, any colour will do really. And they're merging in a bit. And then what we're going to do is take that very dark and put the legs in. That's all we're going to do with the people. And what I am going to do is put in a bit more shadow under them a bit, so they don't look like they're just standing alone. Yeah, like that. Just strengthen it a bit more. They look like they're on something. Yeah, like that. And we're going to go back to the roof now, which is sort of nearly dry. I hope so anyway. And what I'm going to do is just put in a bit more definition under the windows, darker wash of this. Dry now, and put a bit of shadow on the roof to make it look like snow, otherwise it just looks like white paint, white paper. Now while that's drying, I'm going to put a bit more I'm going to use white pen to add a bit of accent in terms of just to make it look like there's snow on these trees. So there we are, a very simple ski lodge. I do hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and give me a subscription. Please subscribe to my channel. And of course, I have painted a couple of other snow scenes, and I will link them in the description box below. And of course, I think you might see them coming up on the top right here, the links to those, 2 of them. So I hope you enjoyed that, and do consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate that. Thank you.